I think it's just theoretical. You know, it's this theoretical world that President Obama seems to live in, and I'm becoming more and more concerned about that. And you say?
It's also a rhetorical world, theory and rhetoric. It's like King Canute being urged by his worshipful acolytes to tell the tides to go backwards. And at least Canute had the self-consciousness to tell them that can't be done. Obama thinks that he can repeal reality with rhetoric. I mean, after all, the one thing he can really do well is campaign. That's undeniable. He's one of the great campaigners in American history. He twice won the presidency. His trouble is he had a little bit of trouble governing. And here he's faced with a management problem, a government problem. He passed a bill that is so complex, the regulations are so complex, how it will change perception. But here he runs up against the wall.
But he really believes that. Let me just jump in here. But he really believes it, right? He's not going up there selling a product that he knows is defective. I think he talks himself into believing it, does he not?
Bill, I'll let you play the psychiatrist. I'm an agnostic on what's inside of his head, but I'll tell you something about the words that I hear. What he's telling us is that everything is fine, it's going to be working correctly. But that's not going to work on somebody who gets a cancellation notice. He says he did this whole thing so that the more people will have access to health insurance. Well, 5 million people have now lost health insurance under Obamacare. He can give all the speeches he wants, all the rhetoric he wants, but he can't repeal reality. And that's his problem. These are real people, real citizens who vote. Some of them are Democrats, some are independents, who believed in him, who believed in the rhetoric, and know now that it is not true. And that, I think, is something he can't overcome. And it gets worse because that's only the people who lose their private insurance. The administration's own projections from July of 2010 is about 80 million Americans who have employer-supplied health plans are going to lose them, and that's going to happen next year. Now, that's an avalanche that he and the Democrats cannot avoid.
All right. Now, he didn't deal with any of that today. All right, so today was basically a first salvo in trying to turn public opinion in his favor, and he appeals to emotion by reading the letters in the Senate. Last week, Karl Rove on this broadcast said in his opinion, it's 100% assured that what you just said is going to happen, that in 2014, the whole thing is going to collapse into a chaotic mess, and Americans are going to be furious. Hundreds of millions of Americans are going to be furious. He says it's 100%. I said it was 75% that would happen. What do you say?
86.3% is the precise answer.
Look, you're dividing it.
He's got to draw it to an inside straight. In order for this to be a triumph for him, what he thinks it is, he has to get the website actually working. The boast that it can handle 50,000 people is pathetic. Amazon handles over 1 million every hour. So, and even that, you know, people are put on hold, have to wait for half a day to get on. Second, we heard from the people who built the site that it is absolutely insecure. There is no secure information on it. And the worst part is the information getting from the website to the insurers. I mean, the Washington Post reported today that 1 out of every 3 people who think they have signed up have incorrect information, corrupted information that's going to arrive at the insurers, or no information at all. So they're going to show up at a doctor's office on January 1. There'll be no record of any insurance, or there's going to be a record and it'll be completely wrong. And that's another reality that you can't undo with rhetoric. So he can say all he wants, but unless the reality is changed, and it requires all these elements, all these mistakes and problems to be undone and fixed sequentially and in time, which I think is highly improbable, unless that happens, this does turn into a fiasco. Democrats in the Congress know this, and they are running away from Obamacare as fast as their feet will take them.
But the president can never admit it, even if everybody else knows it, correct? He's got to go down with the ship.
Because it's his ship. It's his only signature. Look, his presidency is Obamacare. It hangs on Obamacare. He's got nowhere to run. The Democrats in the Senate and the House are able. I mean, running away is an option if you're a member of Congress, but not if you're the president, and that's his thing.
Charles, thank you as always. And Krauthammer's book, Things That Matter, still a huge bestseller all over the place. So check it out for Christmas.